Well, if we had a perfect world, we wouldn't have poverty. There's no reason for it. Canada is a rich country. Actually, the world is fairly rich. And yet, it's, of course, not a perfect world, and poverty does exist. One of the problems with poverty really is an attitudinal problem. That is that within our society, there are a great many people who think that poverty is a sort of righteous punishment for something that poor people have done. It's ridiculous, of course, but nonetheless it exists. I think some of the things that we can do to alleviate poverty, or at least some of the things that I would look at doing to alleviate poverty, is to, on the one hand, work on that attitude, to try to get people to understand that poverty is a symptom of the kind of society that we've created, a society in which money is a large issue, a society in which success is measured in how many toys that you can buy. One of the things that I think we can look at doing is providing things like affordable housing. Right now we don't have an affordable housing plan in Canada. We can look at areas such as correcting employment insurance so that more people can access the fund into which they pay. Certainly in the area of children, we have, I think it was 800,000 to 1.2 million children living in poverty. Some of the things that we could do is to put together a national child care program to help low-income and poor families deal with child care, because many of them work 2, 3 jobs, both parents work. They've got to have some safe place where their children can be during that time. I remember when I think it was the Conservatives came out with a plan that was going to give $100 to families who needed child care. Well, if you can find child care for $100 a month, you let me know. I'll pass the word around. It'll be a great thing. But in general, poverty exists because we allow it to exist. In part, we're not willing to share. In part, we have this attitude that we want to keep what we have and not give any of it away. And I think we have to be much more generous. And that's the only way we're going to end poverty. I think it's the only way we'll put together really strong communities. Well, the NDP is very much concerned with the issue of poverty. As a matter of fact, Jack Layton has been one of the leading politicians in trying to end poverty in Canada. When Jack was a city councillor in Toronto, he was very much involved in affordable housing. As a matter of fact, he wrote a number of books on homelessness and on the issue of poverty. So he's got a long history in that area, and the NDP certainly has a long history in trying to put together strong social programs. Now, specifically on poverty, we're suggesting that we put together a national housing program that can provide affordable, low-cost housing for people in this country who need it. We're talking about a national child care program so that low-income families can have access to quality child care for the times that they work. We're talking about trying to get companies, large multinationals, from gouging consumers, not just at the gas pumps, which has been happening lately, but also at the ATM machines and also on phone text messaging. We're also looking at a pharmacare program so we can make drugs more affordable for families. Now, all of these things together combined will not eliminate poverty, but I think that they're steps in the right direction, and they are specific ways that we can begin to tackle the problem. Right now, nothing's being done about poverty in this country. Everybody's just sort of left it behind because it's not the kind of glamorous thing that, let's say, oil and gas happens to be, or the environment. But it is the main component of a strong community, and I think that's what we have to work for.
They don't understand what it's like. I don't think a lot of people in society understand what it's like to live on a limited income like that every month. I mean, if you've got the money, you can go out and you can go on a vacation. You know, you can go any time through the month or any day of the year if you've got the money and buy your supper in a restaurant. You know, it's like being in a room and looking out at the people that actually can afford to do it and thinking, God, I wish I could go out to a restaurant today. I haven't got any money for another 2 weeks. Where am I going to get the money to go have coffee or buy my dinner? I mean, I think we kind of become like a target. I mean, by target is, I don't know, a target of discrimination, and you know, so with some people who you become vulnerable, like an open sore, like, you know, you're a target for all kinds of different things.
So poverty and homelessness are really terrible human tragedies, and it's really important to have a vision. I can tell you, as a longtime city councillor for 18 years in the city of Guelph, and also as the president emeritus of the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, as a mom and as a nurse who's worked hands-on in the community, and as a federal Conservative candidate for Guelph, I can take all of this experience and really work towards increasing or enhancing the quality of life for the people of Guelph. And I can tell you that the Conservative Party actually has taken action on this. While other parties have talked about it, we've actually got real things done. And some of the things I'd like to share with you that the Conservative Party has done and is going to help me in seeing this vision come forward. So our plan for reducing poverty is really centered around jobs, growth, and tax cuts, not expanding the bureaucracy in Ottawa. So some of the things that we've done is a typical family is better off by almost $3,500 today than they were 2 years ago. And we've also introduced the universal child care benefit, which provides $1,200 for each child under the age of 6, which has really helped families. And I can tell you, in going door to door, I'm hearing that from the people of Guelph, saying how much that's really helped help their families. And we've introduced the new homelessness partnering strategy, where we have invested $270 million over 2 years to combat homelessness in communities across Canada. We've also provided tax relief, really in every way that the government collects taxes, from personal taxes, so we've lowered the personal income tax rate, consumption taxes, business taxes, and excise taxes. And by reducing the GST by 2 percentage points, we've really cut taxes for all Canadians. So those that are on the poverty level who may not pay income taxes are really getting a tax relief from the 2% reduction in the GST. And as of today, there's over 600,000 low-income Canadians that have been removed from our tax rolls owing to the Conservative government. And that's really our vision, and we're going forward with that.